So for the first 4 years, I was just, me and my partner didn't talk a whole lot. So my writing was how I expressed my feelings.
So you had a new partner
after he passed away. 6 months after he passed away, I got a new partner.
Okay.
I met him in a club, and it kind of, our first conversation was, what's your HIV status? And it kind of threw me, because I had been, I was in therapy for, supposed to, how you tell your partner that, your HIV status and everything, it all works out, doing a little role playing in therapy. But when the actual day came, I was like, wow, okay, that just really messed me up. I said, if you don't want to talk to me anymore, I understand. And he was like, no, he said, I'm sure I've been with people that, have been HIV positive. They just haven't told me. So it kind of started from there. He was a law student at NYU.
Wow.
I was doing, my thing at Essex.
So you guys were intimate in a relationship?
Yeah.
Did you have protected sex?
Yes. He was HIV negative, and he still is HIV negative.
Wow, okay, so how did you end up in Baltimore?
He was supposed to graduate he was to be graduating in that June, and I was supposed to be graduating also. So it was like, he said he wanted to practice in DC. So I was like, okay, cool. I can check out, there's Howard down here, there's Morgan. So the plan was to move to DC, finish my degree at Howard. But May of last year, things started getting rocky, and we decided to separate.
Right.
So, he moved on to DC, and Baltimore was my backup plan.
Okay, so how long have you been in Baltimore?
I've been here for about a year now.
So what are you doing as far as,
Now I'm still trying to get acclimated to Baltimore. I'm doing more, doing the school thing at Morgan. I got heavily involved with the newspaper, and that didn't work out, so I kind of stepped back from that. So now I'm basically doing the commuter school thing, going to class, doing my work, going home, focusing on I'm writing a third book.
Right.
Called The Dawn of the New Day.
And what's that going to say?
That one's a little darker and a little sexier. I'm dealing with issues of loneliness, because this is actually my first time that I've ever been alone. I've never lived by myself for this long period of time. So I'm dealing with a lot of issues of loneliness, sexual responsibility as far as telling my partners, my HIV status, and just coming to terms with being sexy Shelton.
Oh, wow.
That's what I like to call super sexy Shelton.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So have you ever had unprotected sex with anyone and they did not know your HIV status?
Yes, I have, actually. It's not something that I'm proud of. They just couldn't deal with the fact that I was HIV positive.
So how many experiences have you had with people that did not know your status?
I'd say about 5.
Do you think that was selfish of you?
Yes, actually it was. It was, but at the time I was in a brand new city. I was dealing with all this, being away from my friends who are my real support system, and I just couldn't deal with it. And folks couldn't deal with because I've always been upfront with it, but folks couldn't deal with it, so I didn't know. So I just okay, I just stopped telling people, and it really, really got to me. So I stopped.
Have you had anybody come to you that you had sex with that told you that they had HIV?
Not recently. That's happened about a year or so after I tested positive in New Jersey. But here, I haven't had any.
So you had someone in Jersey tell you that they were HIV positive as well, and you think it was possible that you could have gave it to them?
Yeah, I really do. But he was, he was real promiscuous, so I can't count, I can't just say that I'm the only reason.
But it's a possibility you could have been.
Yeah, there is a strong possibility of that. I really haven't dealt with that. We never talked about it. It's just not something. This is, I always say I wouldn't give this disease to my worst enemy, and he's actually a good friend of mine. I still talk to him. And I'm like, I just, it's hard to deal with the reality that you inflicted this on somebody else.
Because I was reading at the end of your book, and you was just saying is that your job, or you would like to educate people, because like you said, Baltimore is not educated as well as far as HIV,
Yes.
and so you wouldn't want anybody to deal with this
Right.
and the things that you had to deal with. And so that's what I was wondering, why would you sleep with people, even though you have, sexual desires, but not knowing that you had HIV was kind of irresponsible,
Yes, yes, it was irresponsible. It was very irresponsible, but it's just one of those things that, you do in the middle of the night and, hope nobody finds out. But you have to live with that, and it's not easy.
So do you live a promiscuous life as well?
When I first got here, I'd say I did.
Because you labeled yourself a sexy Shelton, so it's like, you're a star or something.
I prided myself on, being the cute boy, being the boy that everybody wanted. I took a lot of pride in that. It's not as big as I thought it was.
Do you feel like this is leading you to a life of destruction?
No, I'm a pretty relationship-oriented person. So just this last year that I've been single, is that I've, had a chance to experience single life. So it was like, it was one of those kind of things that, all your friends talk about. You see something, you want it, you go after it. So that's been, this has been my year to do that. Since I came out of high school and got straight into a relationship. So this is my time, this was my time to go, oh, that's cute. I wonder if I could, and try.
So tell me a little bit about your family.
My dad passed away in 10th grade.
Okay.
My mom.
Wait a minute, what was the relationship like with your dad and you?
My dad was around. He was, we weren't real close. I called him Shelton. We didn't do a whole lot of things together. But he was there for me if ever I needed anything. All I had to do was say, Dad, Shelton, I need this.
So were your dad and your mom together?
They were together, but not living together. My dad was a mama's boy, so he was living with his mom.
Oh, wow.
Right, and paying all the bills at my house.
Okay.
So that was that.
So what about your mom and your other brothers and sisters?
I have one older brother.
Okay.
Me and my mom have never been that close either. My family's never been one to talk.
Okay.
So that Cosby family thing, we never did those kind of things. And